Next up, we have a change in the roster. Leanne Pelosi, unfortunately, not going to be competing today, but in her place, we have the New Zealand phenom, handplant queen, Stefi Luxton. Let's hear a little bit from Stefi about joining the competition.
It feels really good to know that I'm going to ride the course just with the hustle getting out here and seeing the course today. It's really exciting to be able to be a part of it. My approach in my heat is going to be be cool, calm, and collected. I don't know, I'm going to try think about it as like a skate park almost and try hit little features and not try, go too crazy and crash, but just be smooth and hopefully stylish.
Stefi has an incredible pedigree in snowboarding. She was a member of the New Zealand national team for years. She went to the Olympics in 2014. And I'd say in the past 5 or so years, she has really dipped into the backcountry more. She lives in Mammoth Lakes. She's been starring in DC movies, and it's really exciting to watch her ride in these elements.
Well, obviously last year's Kiwi wildcard became the story. So let's see how Stefi does.
I like that we have our wild card this year lined up against our reigning tour champ.
Yeah, great matchup. I mean, she's looking solid, like that first landing then. Goes for the pillow.
There we go, yes! Stefi handling it, no problem. Getting a little hung up coming into that next hit, a little bit too hot.
Yeah, the swiftness with which some of these features follow each other has been really catching some people out today, hasn't it? Shows how important the line selection is going to be throughout the contest.
I was listening to an interview with Stefi recently, and she was talking about how she's not a big planner. She doesn't put a lot. She lets life come to her and handle it appropriately as it does. And I thought it was interesting her just talking about how she actually did have a plan to approach the course as a skate park. I like that analogy, and I think we're seeing that go down. Lots of little different features that she's using.
Maybe didn't have enough speed for that one. Looks like she thought about it. It's a great start to the run, wasn't it? A couple of solid landings up top.
Yeah, I think she definitely made a great first full run for achieving that kind of flow that she was going for.
Another sighter. Get used to it.
That pillow hit will play well for her. We haven't seen very many people at all hit that. She handled it really well.
Yeah.
And of course, up next, we have a rider who needs little introduction for everyone that's been watching the tour over the past year. It is our 2021 Natural Selection Tour champion, Robin Van Gyn. She directed and starred in Fabric. She was in Full Moon, Depth Perception, and she is a leader, bar none, in the backcountry. Let's take a look at what Robin has to say.
Well, the 2 wins were pretty amazing, and I guess it felt validating to me in some ways, just having been a snowboarder in the backcountry, and to have a thing that you can hold in your hand and be like, wow, I actually won this. It was really cool, sort of to have that tangible achievement. I don't really feel a lot of pressure at all. It's a whole new roster of riders, so it feels the same. I don't want to come into it with any sort of expectations because just like anything in the natural world, it's super unpredictable and anything can happen, and I think it's anybody's game.
Last year, Robin mentioned how just learning to compete and be in that environment was kind of a biggest thing for her, and she really excelled in that. Now she's coming in as a veteran.
As a total veteran, she is one of only 2 riders that have competed in all 3 of last year's natural selection stops.
Wild card versus the experience. Let's see if it pays off.
This is exactly where Robin was last year with Zoe being that wild card.
Yeah, it's true. Similar matchup, wasn't it?
Similar, yeah.
Yeah.
The wild card Kiwis, and she got bumped out last year in the first round.
Different line.
There we go, looking solid. Till coming into that little chute, but the air looked great.
Nice. That was solid.
That was a similar issue that a lot of riders are having, right? They're catching the landings really well, but it's their ability to shut it down in these variable conditions in between the different features is where it's really challenging.
The bobble factor.
The bobble factor. Let's just put it out there. Let's get it out of the way. It's the bobble factor.
We can say it, Jeff. It's
yeah.
fine. She thought about the ball then, didn't she? It'd be interesting to see if she takes it on next run.
Wasn't a total throwaway. I like that she used the little side hit there.
Yeah. Almost
Bongo
like,
would be appreciative.
Good work. Right up there.
That was sick. Eagle's nest.
That was
So dope.
such a sketchy landing.
Let's take a look at their runs.
I mean, this is a really solid beginning. Absolutely stomped. Probably the most consistent landing we've had off the pillow, really. But there's that. Yeah, I suppose she got caught out a little bit. Caught up on her.
Puts you right into that next feature, and if you're not ready for it, she probably just didn't know it was there, this being her first run through the course.
Yeah, exactly. Nice speed.
Robin with
Beautiful.
a great looking stale fish.
Yeah.
She caught that landing perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
And
fun.
the landing on it.
Yeah.
Looks crazy.
And it looks
go
like
back up.
Robin heads into the lead
Nice work.
as they go up for run number 2.
Yeah, so be interested to see what Stefi brings. Run 2 now.
So we are going into our third matchup. We are back with Stefi Luxton versus Robin Van Gyn, the rookie for NST versus the champion.
Yeah, Stefi had such a solid start to the run, didn't she? So we'll see how she gets on, if she can progress that in this one now.
3, 2, 1. Now's the time, you got it.
Stefi's got some pretty big tricks that she takes to the backcountry. I know today is a little different than when she's out filming, but I'm hoping to see her open it up a little bit now that she knows the course after one run.
I think that was where you really see, even something like that, like a feature at the top of the course, like where how deceptively big this entire thing is, really. I mean, that counts as one of the smaller jumps, but you can see from the amount of time she was in the air, I mean, the whole thing is massive, isn't it, really?
Yeah, not only massive, but a lot of these are true gaps where
Yeah.
you have to make the landing. We've seen a few people come up a little bit short. Luckily, there's enough snow on the back sides of those, add a little padding, but yeah, there's consequence there.
And Stefi is a very smooth rider, but she's also very powerful. I mean, you can see her sending that hip, and she didn't grab the landing like she wanted to, but she is very, very good.
That looked great.
That was beautiful, wasn't it? Little tweak.
Japan and Jackson Hole by a Kiwi. There we go, still some fresh snow out there on the course.
Worth noting, too, that Stefi is actually a personal trainer in her downtime, a strength coach, and she's currently, while she's here in natural selection, studying for her biology finals while studying the course.
Oh my God. That was embarrassing.
I'm sure it's tough to not be critical of yourself at the bottom, but I think hats off to every individual going down this course. This is a tough course in any conditions. And we go back up to the top to a backcountry icon. This past year when she won natural selection, I mentioned it before, but she catalyzed and directed and starred in a 5-part documentary series named Fabric. So no stranger to accomplishing many things and excelling at all of them, Miss Robin Van Gyn.
she's kind of got a choice as well, hasn't she? Again, like how she approaches this really. Does she play it safe? Does she do something similar to Hannah? A bit more, you know, try and find out a bit more about the course.
I think this is hers to lose right now. I think she's got a really good opportunity to advance if she can keep it a little bit conservative. She's in the second spot of this bracket, so she has the advantage of seeing Stefi's run and knowing what she's up against. And coming into this, having won the first matchup, she's in a good spot.
She can be a little bit more calculating, can't she, really, if she wants.
Kind of similar to her first run. Great looking start with a stalefish grab on that air, but having trouble coming through that channel. Kind of chokes out a little bit, and as we can see, the snow is hard to handle.
It's getting bumpy, for sure. I guess it's going to open up more of the course, isn't it? Because you're going to find riders like looking for the easier landings really as the event goes on.
I know in my conversations with Ranyan Diarj, again, head of our park crew here, he said it's been a challenge for them trying to make sure when they were building all of these landings, trying to make sure they can match them up appropriately with the takeoff so that nothing is too surprising.
Yeah, the unsung heroes of this event, these guys, aren't they? Because the amount of work that's gone into this.
It's a massive amount. There's a great video on jacksonhole.com highlighting the park crew here and what they do.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
Rodeo. I went freaking buck wild. Wasn't the run I wanted, but made it to the bottom.
You won.
Such a good.
All right, here we go into the recap. There's Stefi on Lando's hip, going a little too far left. There is some landing there, but I think she came into the bottom of that landing a little too much, making it much harder to hang on. It's a small margin to catch that hip in the right spot.
That was lovely though, wasn't it?
With all the riders having such difficulty, it is those little details that are going to set them apart.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I really do love that. I think this is really an opportunity to really highlight that creativity and really let your personal style shine through.
Got the speed banged on there, didn't she?
What else?
You win. Great job. The champion advances.
The plot thickens. So good riding with each other. Yeah, that was super fun. We'll do it again.